What's up, my pack? Mount Vernon Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. And what are we here today? What is your alpha here today to talk about? Well, it's something I haven't done on the channel in a long time, and that's review a TV series that involves, I guess you could say, comic-related character in general, or just a CW show. And I always promised you guys I would come back to it. So today, that's exactly what I'm here to do. And I am here to give my thoughts on the pilot episode of Superman and Lois. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Yes, I am wearing it's really a Superboy shirt. But it's got the House of L. And it's funny, I'm wearing a Superboy shirt, but I'm sitting in the Marvel Spider-Man chair. That's why they call me the Omni Geek High Lord. I love them both. Anyway, neither you guys or I would ever have thought that, in a sense, CW would give us something completely different with Superman. You know, when it comes to these CW shows with DC, it's almost like clear cut, almost the same. Same presentation, same kind of dynamic, outside of shows like Black Lightning, but everything from Arrow to Flash to Supergirl, you know, it almost had the same kind of mannerism. This felt so different. This felt so different, but in a good way. The presentation alone from this just felt differently. It seemed like they really put their stock into this pilot, and please hope this is the continuation of the future of this show. I've always said that Superman works better on the small screen than on the big screen. No disrespect to any of the people who played Superman on the big screen, from your Christopher Reeves, rest in peace, to your Brandon Routh, to, of course, your Henry Cavill. But I always felt the character had so much layers that it worked better in a episodic show. And this presentation alone, and I'm gonna keep going back to the presentation alone, suited it. For anybody, I love how the episode started. It gave you a crash course of the 411 on who this guy is and how he and Lois met. I know there was a lot of concern about Mr. Hoechlin, but I always thought he was a good choice to play the role. And Bitsy Tulloch, who plays Lois, who I known from being in the hit show Grimm, I like her as Lois. It's a different feel to Lois. She still has the mannerism, you know, that's still like take fire, crack shot that she is, but she has the layers, and that's the one thing about this show that you clearly see is the layers. The episode started out really bad. I thought that they might have had the Elder Kents in this. Unfortunately, they did not. We saw, yes, Jonathan died, and then Martha died. She had a stroke, and it just was a completely difference. I was kind of thrown a little bit at the relationship with, I was kind of like, okay, it's kind of a relationship now with General Lane and Clark. I was like, okay, usually he's not really kind of, almost like, it almost has like a Commissioner Gordon Batman feel to it. Because that's why I was thinking, I'm like, okay, they kind of got okay. But the presentation alone, where he stops this nuclear plant from going into meltdown, he basically makes a lake, freezes the lake, makes a giant, and puts it in it, and it was like, this felt so different. And it's not like it was like saying, okay, well, we've seen kind of this Chris in like Supergirl. Yeah, but this just felt so different. cinematography wise and presentation alone, it felt different. The biggest key of this episode was balance. Balance of what, how, who is Clark Kent, who is Superman? Is Clark Kent is that the disguise? And he's Superman all the time. They bring that, we've brought that up as geeks, we bring that up a lot. Is like, okay, what is the secret identity? Is the secret identity Clark Kent, or is it Superman pretending to be Clark Kent? But now the fact is he has kids now. He has twins. Before it was only one, but because of what happened after the big crossover, yeah, he has twins. One of them, Jonathan, is a freshman star quarterback, football star, and then you have Jordan, who seems to be really kind of a loner type. He's got issues a little bit, like mental issues that he has to see therapy for. There's even an issue where he's over there, he's playing Injustice 2, and Clark comes in and says, hey, you know, you make a pretty good Superman. And he's like, I'm Raiden, Dad. Like, it was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. But you see the difference between the twins. They're like, okay, they're like night and day, completely. But when everything happens with Martha, everything changes. They go back to Smallville, and Smallville is not what it seemed. Smallville is not how it was depicted from Clark's monologue in the beginning. Now, you know, people have moved away, and the town is, in a sense, struggling. So when they come back and see Lana Lang, she's married now, and, you know, it gets kind of crazy. Clark is fired from the Daily Bugle because, yeah, the Daily Bugle has been bought by somebody called Martin Edge. So everything is just changing. Let alone, we have the other side story, which is this finding out someone knows Clark's identity, knows how to write in Kryptonian and everything, knows that he's on Earth and everything like that, and is using the nuclear meltdowns as a way to get his attention. But while that's going on, now we're seeing the boys deal with their struggles, but also come to realize that maybe their parents are hiding something. And I actually like that they did that. They didn't make the twins dumb. Like, they kind of clearly knew, like, okay, Dad always told us to stay away from the barn. Why? Boom. They went right into that. I was like, I like that. It was never a case like, oh, we shouldn't go there. You know, no, it was like, yeah, okay, we're going to go there. They find this ship. They find the ship. And even through all that, Lois is basically telling Clark, you got to tell them. Like, tell your sons. Because in the whole dynamic, also the show, which I loved, was this is where the drama comes in, is where we're seeing, like, yeah, his sons are, especially Jordan, he's getting farther away from his father, almost like he's distancing himself, and as you could see it, and I praise Tyler Hoechlin of his performance of, like, I can't lose my son. Like, he's struggling with the sense of, am I a good father? Is my, not even am I a good father, is my lack of father being around my sons because of the world needs Superman, which they bring up a lot, and I actually enjoyed that. I thought that was really good. It was like, okay, this is different. This feels a lot different. And so we're seeing that, and then when the boys find out, then there's the more drama, and how do they react to that? You know, where their father tells them they're Superman. If I had to nitpick at one thing, it's the glasses thing. It's like, it's that that has always been the nitpick of Superman in general. Like, people don't know Superman because Clark Kent wears glasses. And even in this, they played that up. You know, Jordan was like, no, we seen Superman. I've seen Superman. You're not him. And he just takes the glasses off. And they shoot it in a way like, yeah, take the glasses off and give it to Lois. You know, they zoom in on the hand and the glasses. He looks up and they kind of back up. He goes around and picks up his truck, and then for everything like that. And then there's a big argument. There, you lied to us. You know, the whole. Then you got the drama. You know, oh, you lied to us. You were doing this, and you know, well, you weren't a good father, and you know, at that point, I was a little bit like, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit mean, like, well, you little shits, like you like, if you found out that your parent is a superhero, like, yeah, you may be upset, and I get that, but then there's a point where you have to think about it and be like, hey, now wait a minute, okay, why didn't you tell us? And that's where I thought they were gonna go there, like, and it kind of did. Clark did kind of tell him, like, look, we were scared, and also the fact that you both are half Kryptonian, half human, so you could have powers, and we don't know, because there's a scene where these things, like big, like pipes, fall on them, and they're not even hurt. So we get to see that as well. The teen ounce drama's there for what CW wants, but it's not really pushed that much, if that's the best way to describe it. It's there, but it's not like, oh, teen kissing. You know, it was built up nicely for a reason, and what happened was actually really cool. There is a good fight. There's a fight between this armored stranger that seems to know Clark, and you know, he's testing Clark, and you know, how fast are you? How strong are you? You know, how strong is my armor? Can my armor withstand? You know, but just alone, the presentation alone, him flying through things, it was like, this just seems a lot differently. And of course, it ends in a sense where the stranger does stab Clark with a kryptonite knife, and he falls back to Earth because he was out in space when it happened. This just really felt so different, guys, in such a good way, that if they keep that straight locked on what they're doing, what they did in this pilot episode, they got something. They got something with it. Because the drama, the action, that's going to be there. But the presentation alone, this felt like almost like a movie. That's the biggest thing. It felt like a movie. And the ending of who the stranger was, interesting, but you figure, okay, this character in some shape or form would be in a Superman show. What's Superman without? There you go. Rating this, I give the pilot episode of Superman and Lois a solid A. A on account. I'll throw A plus in there. That plus comes from the presentation. The presentation killed it. Like, that was what drew me in. Everybody else was gravy, but that presentation alone, I'm looking at this, guys, and I'm like, this doesn't even feel like Flash. This doesn't even feel like Arrow. It feels totally different. It felt different, and it worked. And if they keep that going, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it. The question now is, what will Clark do? What is the stranger's mission? Where is he from? And what other characters will we see And more importantly, what will be the dynamic of Clark that he told his sons, and General Lane still being an ass like he always is, you know. And don't get me wrong, because Dylan Walsh is a really talented actor, so it's really interesting to see him playing General Lane and being a dick, you know. Basically, yeah, he can't have a normal life and everything like that. He sounds like sounds like somebody from one of the heads up in DC saying that superheroes can't be married and all that other crap. Hate that stuff. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little thought video review, whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed it very much. If you have not watched the pilot episode of Superman and Lois, I do recommend it. Go check it out. If you and come back and tell me what did you think about it. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about it. More importantly, if you don't know where to find it, go to thecw.com. They always put the episode up after it aired, so you can just go watch it there. And like I said, if you have seen it, guys, tell me what you thought about it. The presentation, just give me your thoughts. I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say. But other than that, my pack, this is Mount Vernon Kid, your alpha, saying peace with love. Stay tuned. Keep it real. I'll catch you guys next time. As always, deuces.